go live at some point.
You just click the start stream, or like the little button next to end stream, and it go there. But don't know what it's doing.
And when you tried to stream before,
it didn't have an issue at all. But yeah, I did it for a while, and I was like collecting sound and everything else to see how it was.
Yeah. All right. Let's see how this goes. So, you two are the sons of royal concubines to the Goblin King, King Trian. You're a bit of troublemakers, and you recently broke into the armory. Not so much broke in, but through mischievous means managed to get into the armory and get this arcane flying device. A device that the kingdom has used as a drone for scouting operations. It's practically priceless because there's no means of manufacturing the thing. You two have taken the device over to the far side of the valley and over a hill where you know no one will find you there. Supposedly this side of the valley is haunted, so you just know that no one's going to find you over here. And you situate yourself up on top of this bluff high above the swamplands of this the swampy little ravine, and you begin to fly this arcane device all around. You're zipping it back and forth, sitting atop the bluff, having a pretty good time. As you go low over the treetops in the ravine, a giant owl swoops up from the treetops and grabs hold of the flying device. You can feel your blood run cold and your stomach drops out as the device plummets down into the ravine and into the swamplands. And the owl disappears back underneath the tree. So that has just occurred. Your father is the High King of the Confederacy of the Goblin tribes, and he is known to be as cruel as he is mighty. You need to recover this device, or your father's going to have your heads, or at the very least, have you publicly flogged. What do you do?
I guess we have to go get that device. Dang, okay. Well, yeah, I don't think we really have much options here. I don't really feel like getting flogged at all, so
yeah.
What do you think?
We need to try to get this back as quickly as we can before anybody figures it out.
Do we have like a rough kind of area where we believe it is? I mean,
yeah, so from atop the bluff, you're looking down into this ravine. It's a swampy sort of ravine. On the far end of the valley, you can see where the mountainside collapsed in and must have stopped up the stream that flowed through the ravine, turning what once was streamland into a bog. The trees are thick and gnarled down there, and through the thickets you can see the makings of a ruined town. And you more or less saw that the drone went down over those ruins.
all right. Well, I guess we kind of make our way over there.
From above the bluffs, you are able to survey the area. How do you want to try and traverse the bogland and get to the ruins?
Are these like kind of like bogs that have like some land going over and then it goes into water and kind of like scattered throughout there? Is it mainly just kind of submerged?
So why don't you take a survival check to see what you see about the bogland? Either one of you. Who's going to take a survival check?
I have survival.
You go for it.
Oof.
Yeah, critical fail.
Yeah.
So you're not really able to get a sense of the bogland, so you just more or less go trudging straight into the thick of it, okay? You're a bit panicked, you're like, oh shit, and you just start running into the swampland towards the crash site. You make your way into there, and just as you start to enter in there, you see this little orange fox hop up onto a log, flick its tail a couple of times, cock its head at you, and then amble off into the thickets. So, as you're making your way slogging through the bogland, you're roughly up to your chest in murky water. There's a thick layer of algae over top of it, and you feel wriggling beneath your feet as you move along. Something goes between your legs, and then between yours. Go ahead and make a perception check.
God.
8 plus 5, 13.
All right. Now, let's go ahead and see. Luckily, They were not very sneaky. So between your legs, you feel 2 giant pythons. Go ahead and roll for initiative.
Okay. Hopping right into this.
I got a 16.
Yeah, 16.
Yes.
Oh, I've got a 12.
You've got a 12. Alright. They've got a 15. So they will go first. Alright, let's put out a couple of things. These will represent the snakes. Alright.
I don't like it. Get it away.
The first one will make an attack on you. And what is your character's name?
Name is Zard Clogs.
Zar Clogs.
Wait, they go first?
They go first.
I had a
yeah.
16. I thought they had a 15.
You got 16?
Yeah.
Well, they have 15 plus.
Oh, plus their, okay. That was
plus
okay.
their dex of 2, so
Okay.
17.
Alright, cool.
So then, go on you. 8 plus 4 is 12 good enough to hit?
No, it is not.
So both of them rear their heads up out of the water and snatch at your faces. Both of you are able to swat them away with a mighty slap.
Hell yeah.
Alright, next up, we have Gleek.
Alright. Gleek is going to wind up with his flail and swing down onto this giant boa. It's a 16 plus 5. So
17 is good enough to hit. Their
Okay,
AC
cool.
is 12.
Sweet. 1d8 plus 3, 7 damage.
7 damage to him. So you smack down on the top of its head, crushing the right side of its skull, and it begins to writhe and hiss. You're up.
Alright.
Character's name again?
Zarks.
Zarks. Zarks and Gleek. Go ahead, Zarks.
Gonna see if I can whack this guy with my maul. Basically, I just kind of carry heavy things around, see if I can bonk this guy over the head. Alright, 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Thank the Lord. 10 damage.
10 damage to him. So you crack this thing across the head and almost demolish its bottom jaw. It just hangs limply off the top of its head.
Look at the pretty little snake.
Next it goes to the snake. First one's going to attack you. Clark.
Yes, would hit me too. 15's my armor class.
15 plus 4, 19 is good enough to hit, and it's going to go 1d8. It's going to do 8 damage to you.
Alright. That's not fair.
Are you raging, by the way?
I'm not. I purposely didn't.
The target is, and now you have to pass a DC 14, otherwise you're grappled.
Is that a strength check?
That is a strength check.
Do I add my athletics to this?
It's
Never mind. Not making it.
not
I'm
making
grappled,
it.
yeah.
You are grappled. So it binds up around you and wraps you. Alright, next up, it's going to attack you. You're restrained. It's fully coiled around you. Until you break this, you're not going to be able to attack.
Oh boy.
So that's not going to be good enough to hit you. So it tries to bind up around your legs, and you're able to wrestle free of it.
Sweet.
Next up, we have Gleek.
And I'm going to swing the flail one more time. And that is a 13 plus 5. That'll hit
18.
Nice. So let's roll d8. Alright, 7 damage.
7 damage. Do you want to describe how it dies, or should I?
So as it
Go ahead and stream it if you
attempts to try to wrap through my legs, and I peel it off, I see its head come up in the water, attempting to make one more strike, and that's when I come with my flail right through the bottom, and you can see some of the spikes kind of stick out through the top of its
True
head.
through the top
Yeah.
of its skull.
And then
Sweet.
it drops into the water dead.
Nice.
There.
Yeah, and then with the rest of my movement, I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 come over here and attempt
Sounds
to help.
good. Alright, next up, you have to try and make a check to see if you can break free of the
So
grapple.
I'm gonna start raging, so I get advantage on my strength checks here.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Nat 20
Nat
out of
20.
it.
So you're able to burst free.
Grapple.
And that's it for your turn.
Yeah.
Now it's going to go to the snake, who's going to attempt to bind you back up again and attack you. It's not going to be able to hit 12. So
Awesome.
it tries to wriggle around you, and you grab it by its head and pull it down into the water, stepping free of its coils. Next up, we have Gleek.
All right. So, being this fully matured bugbear, I'm pretty big. I'm 7'6", and I'm swinging this chain flail around, and I'm gonna reach out and attempt to smack this snake right on the head and save my brother.
Now, you're 7'6", but you're fairly young, right?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 16 years old.
You're 16.
We age a little bit faster. We usually
And you're
only
big
live
for
to
your
about
age.
80.
You
Yeah.
grew up fast. You started to get whiskers when you were about 4.
Yeah.
So
18 plus 5, so that'll hit.
that will hit.
Right. And 10 damage to it.
That's good enough to kill the fuck out of that. Do you want to describe it, or should I?
So this one, the mouth is open as he swings around, and it goes right into the snake's mouth, impaling him, and again, spikes coming out of its head. And this time it kind of sticks around it, and I have to grab the snake and peel it off, throw it into the water.
Thanks.
No problem,
Nice.
brother.
What a trooper.
You have succeeded in killing the 2 constrictor snakes, and the murky water turns a crimson hue as their gore seeps out into the liquid. So you start to feel wriggling around you as little fish go to feed on the constrictor.
Can I attempt to snatch one of the fish and just bite it?
So that will be a survival check, and it will be a hard survival check, so you have to beat an 18, but if you do so, I will let you snatch it.
Yes. God dang it. I'm so
Give me
close.
Yeah, you actually managed to get a hold of the fish, but you get a out there. Very close, though. Very close.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
really upset. God dang it.
So close. All right. So you managed to kill the 2 constrictors. How do you proceed through the swamp?
All right, can I take a perception check? I've got a very keen sense of smell. I want to see if I can smell any other constrictors
Did
nearby.
you take that keen sense of smell?
Yes,
All right,
I did.
And you didn't have survival anymore, right? Or is that one of the things you
Yeah,
do?
actually I should have had, but I
So
failed
go
that
ahead
check
and go into your
anyways.
sheet
Yeah.
and correct that. But you absolutely can make a survival check. Or rather a perception check
Yeah.
to see what you perceive out there.
Yeah, see if I can sniff anything.
And tell me about this skill that you're using right now.
So, as a part of the Royal Order, I've been an apprentice with the tax collector. And so I've gone out on a few collection tours, and we would go to the different houses, and through my experience, I noticed people often would lie about what they had, the amount of grains that they had in their house, various things, but I always seem to sniff it out.
Yeah, you always had a skill for sniffing out their resources. In fact, you have an incredibly good sense of smell, right? And then you basically reskin the homebrew feat, observe it into
Exactly.
a keen scent. All right, so go ahead and make a perception check.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. He's like, all right. You pick up the constrictor snake, running your nose back and forth across it. You're like, okay, I know what these smell like. From here on out, you're going to be able to avoid most of the constrictor snakes,
Nice.
or at the very least, they won't
surprise
jump
you.
on
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, all right. So as you proceed further, you're able to sniff around and avoid the snakes, and eventually you make your way into the ruins of the town. You're able to slog up to about, ankle height, so you're no longer moving at half speed, so your movement speed's no longer reduced anymore. It's not tough terrain. I should have reduced that movement speed, but it didn't matter. In 2 turns you would have got there.
Yeah.
So, and you're now about ankle deep in this flooded town. The ruins of the town are mostly an amalgamation of half-sunk rubble, although several structures do appear to be more or less intact. There's a watchtower at the far end of town. There's a church, a stone church, somewhere midway between, and then the closest structure is this fortified-looking barracks. The buzz of insects and the smell of the bog hangs heavy in the air, and several inches of the murky water flows throughout the town. Every footstep, you fall deep into sticky mud. Before you are 2 rats staring inquisitively on top of a stump. One of them is munching on a piece of filth. They seem unusually alert and calm in the presence of you. Usually rats scurry into the darkness when they see people, but they are sitting up tall and they're looking at you.
Kind of want to do an intimidation on these things. Can I attempt an intimidation check to just to see if they like scatter?
This will be a hard intimidation check.
Okay, plus 2 to that, 17.
So it didn't beat the 18.
Wait, yeah. Oh, no, yeah, 16.
You go up and you actually make a very frightening, blood-curdling scream, and they turn to each other and start to groom one another. And then they amble off a little bit further away, up onto a rock, and then look at you some more.
Not gonna lie, I feel kind of intimidated now.
Then they amble back up to you, look up to you, wiggle their cute little pink nose, and then amble back off to a little bit further away, kind of looking at you again.
Can I make an insight check? I feel like these mice might not be regular. Something about them is different.
Oh, you can tell that these are not regular mice just by the way they're ambling up to you, wiggling their nose, and then ambling off to a stump.
And it's the same stump that they keep going back?
Yeah, they come up to you and they amble off to this stump.
You want to investigate the stump?
Kind of.
As you go up to that stump, they amble off to this little rock a little bit further. Then they wiggle their nose, they go back up to the stump, look at you, and then go up to the rock. Do you follow them?
God damn it. Can I do a perception?
Yeah.
Do you want to do a perception?
Sure. I do another perception. Yeah.
I want to see if there's other footprints that have gone out this direction here.
Okay. You're about an inch of water, and there's thick mud, so you won't be able to perceive any footsteps. However, with your keen sense of smell, you can sniff around.
Yeah, and see if I can determine if there are any other creatures in the area or any other things that I should be concerned with.
It smells like concern out here.
So a 19 plus 5 to that. Yeah.
Now, look up observant, because I think you actually have more.
No, actually look it up. Yeah, no, you get a plus 5 to perception and investigation.
And investigation,
Yes.
and then does it do anything to your passive perception? I know it does something insane to passive perception. You want to look that up? Yeah. So either way, that's a really high check, and you're able to sniff around. You smell wildlife. You can smell the stink of the bog. And you smell something that's unusual, almost alien out there. And then there's also the stink of death heavy in the air.
So I increase wisdom by 1 to a maximum of 20. If I can see a creature's mouth while it's speaking a language I understand, I can interpret what it's saying by reading its lips. And I have a plus 5 bonus to passive wisdom or perception and passive investigation scores.
Cool. So how do we want to reskin that reading lips to smell? How about you can smell where someone's been in the last 24
I was just going to
hours?
say that. Yeah, I can tell where they've been, or
bloodhound.
or sniff them out based on if I find something that they were wearing. Like a bloodhound. Sniff their clothes, and if they.
Well, that'd be a survival check, but I will let you have knowledge of where they've been in the last 24 hours.
Okay, we'll go with that one.
Yeah. So just take note of that. Make sure you have that kind of in your mind. All right. So, do you follow these 2 little rats?
Before we go there, you said there was a barracks, which is like the closest building to us.
Yeah, they're kind of ambling off into the woods, and then there's the barracks.
I want to...
As you start to slog away, the rats, more or less, one of them stays on the stump, but the other one decides to go away. So this might be your only chance to follow the rats.
Gotcha. Well, I have this very bad habit of wanting to hug animals too tight, just because I've tried owning a couple, and it never seems to last long.
You're like Lenny, you just pet them too much.
Apparently they keep going to this special place, and there's like this cool farm or something, Mom tells me, but
Why does the farm get all of your animals?
I just wanted a couple of animals myself, so I kind of am wanting to go here because I want to try to find. They don't seem to be necessarily malicious at this moment, so I'm pretty little things, so see if I can grab one of these things. Yes, let's go over there.
Okay, are you going to try and snatch the rats, or are you trying to follow them?
If one seems to be lagging behind, and I think I'm gonna be I think I might be able to grab it. I'm gonna try to.
When they so the way that they're kind of guiding these, one goes off, kind of leapfrogs over to the next point, while the other one wiggles its nose at you and then goes off there. So as it comes up to wiggle your nose, you can certainly try and snatch it.
Attempt to snatch this thing.
Yeah. So it's going to be a grapple check, and they're going to have +10 on it.
Oh.
They got a 27.
I did not.
I did not. So yeah.
So
Okay.
these are preternaturally dexterous. As you go down, it does like a cartwheel and it's a little backflip as it goes off the log and sprints off to its little buddy. But it seems otherwise unfazed by your attempt, and even comes up and wiggles its nose at you again.
What the hell? Okay.
Can we get an investigation on these like the log that keeps jumping on? I
Well,
want to know why
it's
it's
just
going
a
to these
regular
ones.
log.
Okay.
They've moved it.
They seem to be leapfrogging,
Mhm.
and every time you follow them to the next
Mhm.
leapfrog, they lead you a little bit further.
God damn it.
I would like to follow them, but I want to move slowly and try to be aware of my surroundings. I don't want to just blindly follow these mice.
Sure.
I want to keep an eye out on what's going on around
Sounds
us.
good. Yeah. So you're gonna go through very wary.
Yes.
All right. So as you move forward, slogging through the mud, you follow the rats to an altar, a really pristine-looking altar, beautiful white marble, and on top of it sits the drone, unharmed.
Well, there's no way it just fell there. So, I think I'm kind of concerned because it definitely
What?
seems like it was purposely placed, which tells me that there's something to place it there.
Since you're moving keenly forward, go ahead and make a perception check at this point.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. The smell of death is heavy in the air, as well as that unusual scent that you smelled before. And you notice on the ground sticking up are carcasses of large animals, as well as a few humanoids. So
Does it look like they've been impaled, or like?
it looks like they've been devoured for the most part. Only bits and pieces seem to remain.
It was not the word I wanted to hear. Okay. And does it seem to be just randomly scattered throughout, or like concentrated in like a specific area?
It's a bit of a clearing out there in the bog, somewhat adjacent to the town, where this marble spire is rising up, to about the height of a footstool, and atop that is the drone. Yeah.
Can I use
The drone
my...
is roughly the size of a large pillow, large head pillow.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to say, could I use my divine sense? And I want to see if there's any, fiends or undead near where I...
Does that cost you a spell slot?
Yes. Wait, actually... Does divine... I think, it's just a...
It might be an ability. It
Yeah.
might be. Can I check just to make sure?
Yeah. Let me see. Oh yeah, I can use this feature a number of times equal to my charisma modifier.
Got it.
One plus my charisma modifier, and then when I finish a long rest, I regain all.
Cool. So just keep a tally, but you can
Yeah.
absolutely do that.
Yeah, so I have
So you-
2 left after
Yeah,
that.
and Divine Sense tells you what? Tell me everything.
So, until the end of my next turn, I know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of me that is not behind total cover, and I also know the type of any being whose presence I sense, but not their identity. And then,
There's nothing like
Okay.
that here.
also where I have it, within the same radius, I also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or
There's
desecrated.
no consecration
Okay,
or
cool.
desecration here.
So, I don't feel like there's anything, shouldn't be anything alarming them by approaching this altar.
Alright. Ooh, it's like a clearing, though, and there's a ton of dead bodies around. Is it like a circular, just kind of a field, or... Well, I guess not really a field.
No, it's the bogland, but where the trees are fairly gnarled and matted together, this is a bit of a clearing.
Just kind of opens up and...
Can I use my... any, like, sticks or anything like that, like longer, like, twigs or anything, or not twigs, but longer, sticks that I guess I can have. I'm going to try to be, like, poking the ground as I walk forward, almost like a walking staff.
Sure, absolutely, you can do that. You approach and you get right up to the altar. You can see the drone, its beautiful brass fixtures are gleaming. It's exactly right. He's like, oh God, you found it. So, what do you do?
Does it look like, can we do a perception check of the base it's sitting on? If it looks like there's like a, not.
You can do an investigation check.
I'm gonna look for like cracks on there, like almost like a pressure plate type thing. Looking for.
Nothing with traps.
Basically a trap, but yeah.
Sure.
Right. And does a 14.
You look at it. It looks to be a perfectly normal marble stand.
Do you want to grab it?
Yeah, let's just grab it.
Alright, Alex grabs it.
All right. As you grab it, it melts away in an amalgamation of cells, turns into a mouth, and snatches around your arm. It's a mimic.
Whoops.
So it's an ambush attack on you. That's going to be 10 plus 5, 15. Good enough to hit? All right. So it turns into a mouth, and you pull out just as it snatches. And it morphs into more or less just a fluidy mass of snatching mouths and maws coming towards you. Because a mimic, it's like slime or other fungal spores. It's a bunch of it's a colony of communal single cells that work together to devour bigger things.
Yeah.
So, all right, you avoid the ambush attack. Go ahead and roll for initiative.
Nat 20.
Nice.
You roll a 3.
I think I rolled a 5.
Where is this thing situated?
Yeah, let's go ahead and put this out here. So you guys were right up on it. You were the one who grabbed it, and you were poking it with a long
Don't know why
pole.
you were poking or why you were grabbing it.
So there you are. All right,
Scared.
go ahead.
I'm gonna rage right here.
You
And
rage.
I'm going to attempt to slap this bad boy right over the head with this maul here.
Dude,
Alright. God damn. 8.
You missed?
8 is not good enough to hit.
Woo!
All right. Next up, we have Gleek.
Alright. Gleek, very upset that this thing just tried to bite him, is going to swing this flail down with all of his might. And he's going to do it with a nat 20.
Nat 20, hit it.
Alright.
What is this?
Alright, so 5, double it up for 10 damage.
All right. You smack into it with a wet thud and take a chunk off of it. It oozes out bluish gray blood.
That's not normal colored blood, by the way.
And then am I still reduced at half speed right now? I guess I don't want to take off.
Yeah, you're still slogging through that
Yeah, I'll
inch
just
and a
stay
half
right
of
now.
water. So, all right. It makes an attack on you. It does not hit.
I wasn't scared. That's why I stayed there. I wasn't scared.
You have a shield, right?
Yes.
So it starts snapping at you with its multiple mouths, and you push it back.
Stop! Stop!
It is.
You're up.
Alright, I'm gonna, like, the first swing, like, went wide a little bit over because it's moving, so I just followed through with it, and I was
Good
coming
follow
down
through.
the other side to try to hit for 16.
16 will hit. Has an AC of 12.
Ah, there we go, that's what I needed. And this should actually do a good amount of damage. 4, 8, and then 2 for my rage. So 10 damage, this thing.
Sweet.
Sweet,
Cool. Next up.
Alright. So as it goes to bite me, I kind of parry it with my shield, and then I swing down again with my flail.
Another nat 20.
Nice!
Yeah.
This dice is magic, I told you.
Yeah. There's a big heavy arc. You smack down for
Alright, 6 was 3,
max
9.
fucking damage.
no.
Almost. 18 damage though.
18 damage. That's awesome.
Then maybe just disappears.
I'm very upset that I thought I found this thing, this device that we're looking for, and so when I go up and it almost tries to bite me, I'm really fucking pissed off at this, and so I'm just
Yeah, it's gonna
swinging.
kill you. You're
exactly.
already in a panic mood, so all of your pent up rage is coming out on
I
this.
don't have any wisdom, but I got a little intelligence.
The thing morphs out a little clawed appendage and goes to try and smack you, and you actually smack that entire appendage clean off.
Get out of here.
You think you're doing that?
Next up, we have the Mimic, which is going to hit for Is 13 good enough to hit you?
Nope.
So its little oozy arms keep trying to come around your shield, but it can't quite get at you. Next up, we have Joel, or rather Clark.
All right.
Zard.
I made a
Zard.
very solid connection with that one, and now I'm just doing like the simple like axe hit that you do. You kind of choke up on it, swing back, let it go wide, and then slam down
you're
back
split
on top
wood.
of it. For a 11, which is just under.
Oh, just under. Yeah. So you slice down on it, and it's almost like putty. It slices through it, but it just quickly seals over. It doesn't really make an effect on it.
I mean, you got the mud around your feet. The sun's in your
Very
eyes.
difficult,
It's okay. The wind is blowing.
Billy, gear up.
All right. Just gonna take another whack at this thing with the good old flail.
Nat 12!
Oh my god! 3 in a row. That's sick. That one, another 18 damage.
Jesus.
He's gonna say,
You shove back the mass of cells in front of you and swing down, splattering it, and the few little bits that seem to still be animated try to get away from you. You'll have an opportunity.
I'm sick of this.
You guys will both get an opportunity on attack.
Alright.
That's a 12 plus 5.
Good enough to
hit.
hit.
Yep.
Yep.
I think I'm just very confused about what this thing is. I just don't see a
9
lot
damage.
of moving chests
9
and
damage.
stuff like that.
So you actually are slicing down on bits that probably weren't still animated.
Get out!
Yeah.
Get out!
Yeah.
Just raging
You
blindly.
destroy the last bit of animated mass there. Do you want to describe how it goes? Or
I like
should
when you describe it.
Sounds good. So you go up there and you just start stomping on it with your feet until every last bit. You feel the last bit of it kind of wriggle underfoot, but you twist under its heel until
Give
it
us
stops
the
moving.
Enter the Dragon style.
Yeah. Exactly.
Some paladin. This guy's like, go back to hell, where you belong.
Well, he still hasn't discovered his god yet. Even.
Go back to somewhere.
I'm
where you
still learning who I am.
Yeah, he's still learning who he is. He's always felt like this guidance, like you always knew where to go and how to be, and you felt like there was this voice in the back of your head always whispering to you wisdom. But you just have never been able to put your finger on it. The goblins don't worship any gods because their god is a vicious god, and all goblin souls go to what is essentially a hell. So you've never really seen a point in worshiping that god, nor do any goblins. But there's always been something divine inside you that's spoken to the inner parts of your soul. So, anyway, you have survived and destroyed the mimic, and of the among the mass, you see a couple of glimmering objects that was kind of digesting away. You see a hand that's been half digested, still holding onto a really beautiful elven dagger.
Can we grab that dagger?
Yeah, you absolutely
He
can.
attempts to grab it. I attempt to grab him and throw him back and grab it right there.
Oh, grapple check.
And gravel check? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
So I've got +6 to this.
I plus 5 to this, so 18.
Yeah.
So he grabs you by the scruff of your neck and then pulls you back, and then you take the elven dagger. That is going
Just
to
so you
be
know it's cursed.
that's going to be worth 500 gold pieces,
Hey! I don't know this.
and it does 1d8 damage.
I just saw this
That's
thing
fine.
come to life in front of me, and I'm like kind of curious. I like put it in my mouth and I try to bend it a little bit to see if
It
it's
hurts your teeth. Yeah, it really hurts.
You actually are going to take 1 damage for that.
still raging.
Let's roll. If you get less than a 5, then you're going to take 1 damage for that.
Chips my chin, but it makes my canine just a little sharper. So it's just a little bit better there. Oh man. Okay. Learn my lesson. I slip it.
Instant
I
carnage.
slip it in my belt, like right in the front behind the buckle. So it's not in anything necessarily, it's just right behind the
So
buckle.
then when you bend over,
So
you
when I-
stab yourself.
Just like kind of in this awkward place here, but it's the only place I think looks cool.
Yeah.
So that's why I put it for now.
It might stab you in the groin, but
Yeah.
at least you feel cool right now.
Yay.
It's not a metaphorical penis.
It's so good. It's perfect. Okay, so this didn't help us. Those mice out here, I'm assuming were leading us because they
You
know
turn
that-
and look at the mice, and they're like frozen. They kind of almost like an ashamed puppy. They go down, and then the fox ambles out and barks at them and tries to snatch at them, and they scatter off. And the fox comes and sits and flicks its tail a couple of times, cocks its head, and then ambles back into the bushes.
want a new puppy.
So you get the sense that they probably led you here in hopes of getting the scraps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's try to make it back to the town. Then.
You're able. It's pretty nearby. You can actually see where you came from. You went no more than 50 yards following these rats, and so you go on back, and you are aware of those 3 different structures that are more or less still intact. You have the barracks, you have the church, and at the far end of town you have the watchtower.
The barracks was close to us, and I wanted to check it out beforehand. Is there if I go to the door and see if it's locked or unlocked?
Yeah, so let's go up to the barracks, shall we?
More like the store for weapons.
You slog through this fortified building. Up on top of the fortified building, you actually see the fox, and it's again flicking its tail back and forth, and it cocks its head, ambles down. There's a log that has toppled over on top of the barracks. It jumps down to the log, goes down the log, comes up to you a little bit, and then ambles off into the thickets, unless you guys try to interrupt that.
I wanted to try to grab it.
All right, you try and grab the fox.
Yep.
All right, this guy's gonna have a +10.
Ooh.
21.
+6 to this. If it's is it a grapple check?
It's a grapple check.
So +6 to this, so 25.
25. So you're able to grab a hold of it, just like that.
I just want to hold it in front of me. Like,
go ahead and roll for initiative.
Fox is gonna fuck you up.
+2 to this, so
+5 to that.
Oh god, yeah, you go first.
All right. So it's gonna attempt to wriggle free. 22.
You wriggled free.
So you pick him up, and just like when you try and pick up like a dog, and they just start freaking out. Like that. It freaks out, gets free, runs back to the edge of the forest, looks back at you, barks twice, and kind of disgruntled, and then goes into the forest.
And I don't look pretty either. I'm a hobgoblin.
You have -1 to your charisma.
Sounds about right.
You don't shower often.
I just I picked it up and I had like just this grin from ear to ear because I'm a hobgoblin. It just face is kind of morphed a little bit, just, like very grinny. Like tooth is snapped right here.
Right,
it's like,
one broken tooth.
Puppy. Yeah, I know what this is. It's a dog thing. I'm kind of upset. Small tear goes here, wipes away some of like the grime that's on my face, and proceed to the door.
All right.
Sure. Yeah.
So, the heavy iron doors have half fallen from the hinges and now rest askewed and heavily rusted. The stone and mortar of the fortifications have started to crumble, and moss and foliage have taken root throughout much of the once mighty structure. As you enter, it's pitch black. Nothing can be seen within, but you can hear the sound of soggy footfalls within.
I want to smell and see if I notice a different thing than the death and the alien smells
Go ahead.
that I noticed earlier. +5 to that, so that is an 11.
You smell death within.
So again, I want to really move slowly through here and try to. I know I can't.
It's pitch
I do
black.
have dark vision.
I was just going to say I have dark vision.
Dark vision doesn't let you see.
It just lets me see
As though
gray
dim
shapes.
light.
It seems as dim light, yeah, but
So you can proceed as though dim light, which would mean you'd have disadvantage on ranged attacks, but it won't matter too much, and as well as perception checks based off of sight.
Can I light a torch? Yeah,
You
outside
absolutely
here.
can. Yeah.
So I light a torch here, and I'm trying to think. Can I, with my dark vision, see if I can notice some structure in there? If there's a second level, I'm gonna try to attempt to throw this up on a level here, have it be elevated a little bit.
Yeah. So you don't really see any elevated structures not up there, but wait, there is a kind of a broken chandelier piece. So.
I'm gonna attempt to underhand sling it over to this broken chandelier here.
All right, we'll make that. What should we make that? We'll make a ranged attack, and we'll give this thing an AC of 12.
Okay. I would use my dexter. I guess it's both too. Let's see. I
Bounces off. And
I throw it straight up.
You hear
in the
the
air.
sound of this thing.
Straight up in the air. Just gets sizzled out.
You hear a chattering sound, and you hear more frantic steps in the darkness.
Does it look like there's any windows or any structures up? I'm gonna see if I can climb this thing
You
from the
can't see
outside.
anything now that
I
you're.
meant from the outside.
Oh, so you went back outside again?
Yes.
So you went back outside, and you could probably go up that same log that the fox went up, and as you do so, the roof is sturdy, and it's made mostly of brick and mortar. So you can't get down in there. It's a fully locked-in building with no windows.
Watch me. I body slam the floor.
Well,
Dang. Okay, I go back to.
if we're in the building again, and we hear these footsteps. I would like to try to move along the walls so that whatever is can't come behind me. I have my back to the wall and my shield ready so that if something does come at me, I can try to.
Sounds good.
I'm holding onto his belt.
So you guys can see in darkness as though it were dim. So you're able to see in what grayscale you said.
Yeah.
And so in grayscale, you approach and you see in the darkness in the far back corner is a skeleton reaching out from the silvery bars, reaching out to you.
What do I want to do to him?
The silvery cage, you notice, is curiously untainted by time. And now that you're inside, although there's about an inch or two of water flooded across, the stone flooring provides good enough footing that you're no longer moving at half speed.
Now, how close is this cage to us?
You're now within 15 feet of him.
Okay.
He's reaching out from the bars, the silvery bars, gleaming, and he keeps pleading and then pointing over in the corner.
Can I look at the corner he's pointing in?
Yeah.
See if I can notice any shapes.
You kind of amble over there, and slumped over into an iron chair is a skeleton in ragged armor and a key ring.
Oh,
on it.
I think I know what's going on here. This town is probably full of these things, and this is their barracks here for keeping their prisoners as well. And this is probably an animated thing.
Do you think?
Can I attempt to grapple and hold this thing's head,
Which thing?
The thing that's sitting down right now.
Okay, the skeleton.
Yeah. Can I attempt to grapple and hold its mouth,
You grab hold of it, and it seems to be just a dead skeleton.
But I grapple it harder.
You grapple it harder. It rattles in front of you.
Can I pop its head off?
So pull its head off.
Okay.
And toss it down to the side.
Now
Now you're.
now I'm like. So it
What
looks
is-
like he's.
What is this armor that's on the skeleton? Is it?
Oh,
it's
no,
pretty
it's,
ragged.
It's
huh?
ragged.
Okay.
What could have been chainmail has
Yeah.
been rusted away to almost nothing.
I already have chainmail. Don't need that.
I grabbed the keys that's on there.
Yeah,
Just
I
do
see it.
that.
So I want to do divine sense one more time. I want to know if the skeleton is an undead or if it's being animated by someone else.
You tally. Go ahead and tally
Yeah.
that divine sense. Not only can you sense that one, but you can also sense that there are two other undead guards slumped over at the entryway.
I grabbed the wrong ones. I grabbed the wrong ones.
You got the one in your arm is an undead,
Oh.
and then you have the one that's pleading for release, locked in the cage in the corner.
Can I rip this thing's arms off? Just like I did its head, please. Thank you. So, if for some reason it does decide to no longer be sleeping, it's gonna have a little harder time swinging at me.
Yeah, you dismember this thing into all of its different parts.
I'm probably just gonna.
Oh, God, I wanna fuck with this thing somehow. Can I put its head in a bag? My bag?
So it eats you?
I want to see what's gonna happen here.
You can
a
put
feeling-
his head in the bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm wondering. I'm not sure who the hostile one is.
And we didn't get a sense of good or evil from that. Is that what that is? Or is it just
No, it doesn't tell me good or
like that?
evil. It just tells me if they're what they are. And,
The cage itself is consecrated.
Yeah.
So you feel the undead, and you feel that the cage itself is consecrated. This silvery cage.
Yeah.
Should we prep these guys or anything like that?
Because I'm just not sure, like, if we should be helping the person in the cage or not. But
Is there?
can I make an insight check and see if I feel like this one in the cage is good or bad, has ill will towards us if we let him out?
Insight as to whether he has ill will towards you. Go ahead and roll.
17 plus 3, 20.
Yeah, your gut tells you that it would be grateful if you released it. It's you can see bits of ragged flesh that have mostly rotted away. This thing has been trapped inside this cage for who knows how long.
I want to try my clobber type thing on these things over here.
I think we should let it out.
Okay. I've kind of messed with this thing, and I had the keys from him.
Toss me
Can
the
I
keys,
toss
I'll
him
let it
the
out.
keys? I'm gonna go over here, and they're also slumped over like this thing was.
Yes.
Can I grapple one of them and get ready? Good. So we use my.
So you pull over his remains and you grab hold. So to do your clobber time, you have to have one of them grappled and then you swing the other one into him.
Gotcha.
So you are ready.
Prepped.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna
And
be face like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you try the various keys until you find this one gleaming silver key that spirals around like a double helix. You slide it in there and feel reverberations tremor through your hand. You turn the lock, open it up, and the bars crumble away to dust, and a burst of white energy emanates out, and all three of these guys animate. This guy has been dismantled down to half health, but several of the parts come back together, and the head starts gnawing on your back.
I told you that was going to happen.
You're gonna take 1 damage per round from the.
Or you could throw the freaking skull away.
Okay. Let's roll for initiative. I guess it's almost gone.
Yep, roll for initiative.
Damn it!
I got a 15.
I have 9.
You will go first.
Sweet. And the person in the cage is not hostile towards us?
He's not. He actually, after all that burst, he fell down onto the ground.
Sick.
Alright, helpful.
Alright. Hold on. So, I guess I don't really have enough movement to get over to them. So.
You have full movement because there's.
But I mean, I couldn't get to them in a.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
get
So
that
that's
far.
what I was saying. So let's do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I am going to ready action flail if it comes into range.
Sounds good. All right. What do you do?
I'm gonna do my clobber time. So basically, what I do is when I have an opponent grappled, I can use them as my device of my weapon, basically.
Yeah. How did you learn that technique?
So it comes from a long line of me grabbing things that don't want to be grabbed and getting rid of them because they try to attack me. But I've mastered it, in such a way that, you get some accuracy after a while, So
you're like really good at Goblin judo and you can like throw things into
basically,
other
it's
things.
just like, and with having some time in the service here, that was like where I really excelled was the pick it up and throw it away kind of thing. So
At the military academy, you really were good at the Goblin judo.
I noticed a lot of the things you grabbed today didn't attack you though.
Yeah, they ran away.
So,
This thing didn't attack me yet either.
because it's grappled, you can move at half speed. So you'll move here, and then you can throw him and use him as a weapon. So go ahead and make an attack roll.
Alright, please, dear. 10.
10 is not good enough to hit. Next up, we have
Can
this.
I bonus action ditch my whole satchel or bag?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Bonus action ditch the bag.
You can hear the clattering of the teeth of the skull within your bag, but it's no longer gnawing on your back.
Dude, it's like those joke things.
And as it's grappled here, if I moved away, would it have an opportunity attack?
No, you drag it with.
I would drag it with.
Yeah. Oh, you had it like this, so you basically shoved like that, right?
Yeah, I was basically trying to throw him, but I'm wondering, because I wasn't sure if this guy would somehow get an attack if I backed off.
No, he wouldn't, especially if you kept him grappled and pulled him into range of his ready action.
Let's see what I got, because I'm half speed right now, so...
Yeah. But you haven't moved yet, because I was the one who pushed you over there, so...
So it'd be 10, 20. So 10, 20, and I'll move one more 30. Yeah.
There you go. Go ahead and take your attack.
He's gonna miss and whack me.
Yeah. That one. I got a, let's see, 21.
That's good enough to hit.
I'm lining them up for you, you know?
I got 8 on that one.
8 is not good enough to hit.
No, I hit. I got 8
you hit.
damage.
8 damage, my bad.
Oh, hell yeah.
So that one was already the half health one from being dismantled by you. Do you want to describe how it gets destroyed, or should I?
So as Zarx drags this one over to me, I've already got the flail swinging, and I come through right through the rib cage, and just a burst of bones fly up into the air, kind of like confetti.
Awesome.
I like to imagine it's not a normal flail. It's just two like sledgehammer pieces on the end, and it's just tied with like some chain, and you're just like swinging these two heavy things around, like not even like a maul of any kind.
All right. Next up, we have the skeletons. Yeah. So they will approach 5, 10, 15, 20. Attack. 5, 10, 15. They'll attack you. First one will attack Gleek. That's probably going to hit because it's plus 4, 19.
Yep, that'll hit. It's the first time I'm going to hit.
Plus 4.
And it's going to do 7 damage to you. Cool. It runs up to you and thrusts a short sword into your abdomen. Next up,
There it goes.
we have the other one attacks you.
Please, dear God, no.
11.
Okay, thank God, no.
11 does not hit. Next up, back to you.
Because I'm out of rage right now. So, I'm going to try to, let's see. I guess I'm going to try to maul this thing. Slap it up over the head. We're too close to him to like fully swing this thing around, so I kind of like go up to the side and I have to like move my body to swing it around.
Just golf club that thing right
And
through the
does
chin.
a 13 hit?
13 hits. They have an AC of 13.
Hey, 7, 11 damage.
11 damage. Alright. You cleave this thing in 2, and its top half is clawing at your ankles now. Next up, we have Gleek.
Alright, so I'm going to swing down on top of its head with the flail. That one will hit 16 plus 5.
Uh-huh.
And 2 plus 3, 5 damage.
5 damage. You swing down, had it shield up, but you bash through the shield and take off that arm completely.
Nice.
It had arms. Not anymore.
Next up, we have them. So first one's going to attack you, Zard. Not going to hit. Next one's going to attack you, Gleek. Not going to hit.
Sweet.
Over you, Clark.
I flip my maul upside down so it's just the heavy end on bottom, and I just kind of smite this thing. Let's see if I can whack it here, and it's not going to hit.
No.
It's just like ching, ching, ching.
Gleek, you're up.
Alright. Take another swing at it. And that one's not going to hit. That's an 8.
8. This time it meets your blade
Yeah.
and parries through. It's going to attack you, Zard. This one's going to hit. It's going to hit for...
I'm probably gonna die.
So,
The first one did half my health.
6 plus...
Yes.
6 damage.
Oh, perfectly at 0.
Perfectly at 0, drops you.
Whack me right in the old chesticles.
Next up, we have the attack to Gleek. Gonna hit.
Damn. I might be down too.
7 damage to
Yeah,
you.
I'm down.
Oh my god. Oh my god. No! No!
And so ends our adventure.
Thank you so much. This
Well, darn.
makes me sad. Again.
God,
Second
if
time.
I hadn't missed on that last one.
I know, same here. It was so low. I rolled really bad, and you rolled like 6 nat 20s.
Yeah, 2 health and 5 health.
Yeah, if I didn't miss with that last swing of the flail, dude.
God dang it. Alright, well, do we want to try to reset? And do that? It's up to you guys.
I will. Do you guys want to try and reset?
I'd be down.
Let's do it.
All right.
I'll get
So
the-
pause. Rising out of the muck and the mire, you hear a laughing sound, and you, as your blood courses from your veins, and the light goes a little bit dim, you see this skeleton flesh starting to bind around it and reform. 2 arcs of lightning shoot forth and demolish what remains of these 2 skeletons.
You could have done it the whole time.
This
I was hoping though. That's
This
not what
guy
I
walks
was.
forward, slowly his flesh reforming, and he casts healing word on each of you. I think you look up healing word for me.
Yeah.
I got it. Don't sucks. 1d4 plus spellcasting ability modifier.
So it'll be this plus 5. So Zarg, you're going to get 7, and then Gleek, you're going to get 9.
Since I was like, oh, should we do a short rest and get mine? I was like, nah.
Yeah. You really need that rage ability, yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, well, I missed like 2 hits. If I would have hit it, or like if we prepped the other skeletons, I wasn't sure how bad it would be.
Okay.
Let me get used. Get you sprayed.
So the flesh slowly starts to reform, and eventually it becomes this elven man with long streaming white hair. He's cackling maniacally as he goes over to some bedding that has some drapes, and pulls them down from the wall and wraps it around himself like a ragged cloak, and then comes over and looks at both of you and says, "We're even now," and then leaves. Do you allow him to leave?
I feel like I feel like we should just let him leave. He seems pretty powerful, and we're not fully healed back up. So, yeah. might be a-
Can I try to say something as I'm like coming to and be like, like, who are you? Like, but in like a very like, I don't really speak English well kind of way, like common well.
Yeah. So you basically are like, "Who are you?" And he says, "That is for me to know and for the world to find out."
Like, what did we do?
He departs out. All right. Yeah, there's the spray. Okay. So,
What did we learn today?
having
Don't use up all your
almost-
nat 20s in the beginning.
You guys kicked ass at that mimic, and then
Dude, right? I was like really scared when I saw that. I was like, yeah, let's free this guy. I don't even care if he's gonna get attacked. Let's take him off.
It was the first snake because I could have like dodged like half that damage, and then I also
you
didn't
guys
do
also haven't
anything
healed
with it.
either. So
Yeah, no. Which actually, I wanted to look up how I usually. Oh no, I need a spell slot for that.
Yeah. That's where I thought we'd do like a short rest or something similar, and we didn't. It was my bad. I was like, I think we can handle it. I was just letting him go ahead. I was like, there you go. Yeah. Me as the barbarian. He's just
Okay, cool. So I am going to wait. So equal to my paladin level times 5. Okay, so I can get 5 more hit points back and put myself at full health
if you do what?
if I lay on hands on myself.
Do you
I
want
get
to
once
say
a
that and do a
month.
short rest instead and see if we might be able to do that? Because that way you have spell slot just in case one of us do go down, or I guess just in case I go down, then you can actually just instant get it up, depending on how well you go. It might be better.
Maybe.
Because I think in my situation I'd be like kind of dazed, confused to be sitting there and trying to like.
What are
increase up some
you
wounds.
at right now?
I'm at 7.
you guys probably would have survived that had you guys taken a short rest before.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it'd
Yeah,
be smart
we'd have
if we
to spin
can't
the tape
kind
out.
of like. I guess there's no real door here now, but kind of like try to guard the front and do like a short rest, something like that. Maybe I can get my rage back.
You want to do that? Plus he needs his rage back.
Yeah.
All right.
Otherwise, I'm just, big,
Big two sex.
just big, just deep.
Why don't you do it?
All right,
Short
let's
rest.
do
then.
short rest.
All right.
I'm gonna expend. Nice. 9. Fuck yes. I was like, I really hope I get more than I would have got with my lay on hands. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm back to full health.
Cool.
Down to a damage die.
Yeah. So keep my hit dice at 12. I'm gonna do a triple check. Yeah.
That's a cool visual.
It's your.
That's like who we
Fox.
just met, right? With the
Yeah.
fox, yeah.
You just met this guy.
Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Well, it's not.
What'd you
It's
get?
not really good. I only have 4 because it's 1 plus it's your hit die plus your Constitution.
Oh, do you add your constitution into it?
For these ones or hit die? Oh no.
No,
yeah,
no.
It's
I'll
a
take
hit
that.
points at. Yeah, my bad. I'm at 8, but I have my rage. Bom, bom, bom.
That's really cool that visual came out.
Yeah, that's basically the guy walking away. He's all creepy with his
There's
weird
the fox.
creepiness. See, I blame me missing on every single time I was like getting ready to strike. The dagger would stab me a little bit. All right.
Yeah, you missed quite a few hits that
Yeah.
round, didn't you?
I was rolling 6s and 7s so far most of this game.
You just trashed the mimic like without being hit, and then
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I totally forgot about Emily's birthday cake. I'm gonna get
should we take a break for now?
Yep.
All right. We will be right back.
Perfect.
Oh man. Let me take more of that.
I've had a lot of old fashions this weekend. Because that's what I was doing Friday night. We were here, and then last night with Trish. Yeah, here you go. Yeah. Dude, so one night I went over there and I bought like one of those bottles and sold it, and I just left it there, no big deal. And then like the whole thing, all of it. Like it came back, there was like a little bit in the bottom, and then they were like. That night though, when we came back in with like one of the big bottles, it's like, hey, sorry, we drank it all. Here's some more. And then like last night, Trish like brought it with her, and they drank like half of that one. Like, you replaced it and then drank it.
I mean, no one else is around for. Also, yeah, go ahead. There's also pizza. Get it from the oven again. Still, if you guys want that.
I should have asked permission first.
No, go. I put it on. I got specific ones because Emily likes kettle chips and sun chips. I like sun chips, and then JJ likes Doritos. That's why there's those 3 choices specifically. I don't get it. Fuck yo chips. I asked you guys multiple times. He's like, well, maybe.
That's exactly how I said it.
Maybe. Oh, yes. If this comes to chips and pie, that is hot. If you don't want, you know. Oh, yes. Yes, Louis.
What's his name, family guy?
Herbert the Burger.
Herbert. That's right.
Did he say strap in or strap off?
That was because I was watching the episode of Rick and Morty where the guy poops on his toilet. And, like he goes to heaven and he's like,
Yeah.
honey, he's like, I never really liked you. He's like, so then you know that I got him to strap on for him? Yes.
Turn me on actually. It's like, I love how he's like just in this dream this whole time. Yeah. You want you want
I really like cold pizza.
Oh. The bottom one's the barbecue chicken. So there's one main slice there. That's so nice. Cool.
Oh yeah.
That's all me. All me.
it. Oh man. How dare you? Yeah, I don't know.
This is an 81 Honda. How dare you?
I don't know how I'm supposed to, like, some of these balloons.
Dude, no, just like get like a needle to like poke like a small hole, like or you can do the scissors.
That's why I wasn't gonna do that.
I thought it would just.
Fuck. I'm not dumb.
I thought it would just let the air out.
I thought it was in the area.
You gotta stretch. You gotta stretch.
That's what I tried to do.
You stretch, you hold at the bottom, make a hole, and then you slow it down.
That's what I was trying to do. Apparently, I wasn't good at it.
If you heard an explosion go off and then me get upset, it was probably Alex being a douchebag.
You don't have a broom?
I do, but my hands are bad.
She'll always like to do things.
No, with the broom, it doesn't really hit it that well because it like screws over it with these metal ones. Or these folded ones.
Yeah. I mean, you're not helping to do it. He wants to be a dog fighter, but he's not. He's not helping out.
Yeah, Alex, you should do this the rest of the
I mean, if you want to, I can do it pretty quickly.
Please don't.
Really, you're taking those out?
Because you shoes too.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's what I'm just
I would never get new shit, so I was like, oh, that's so
I never get new shit either. That's what I did. I was like realizing, I was like, all my shit is old. It was like, all my shoes are like dirty and shabby. I was like, it's time to get some new stuff.
Yeah. My last pair of shoes were like $15.
Yeah, mine are literally falling apart.
Yeah, no, like,
they look cool with this.
Because like Alex started buying a bunch of new clothes and stuff, so then we go out and I was like, she'd be all dressed up and I'm like over here like looking kind of ratty. I need to get some stuff. I was like, I don't like how much better you looked at me. People were like, what the fuck's she doing with him?
1 second, Allison just called me.
I just called you. Dude, just for a second, the way the light hit Myron's eyes, they were like glowing red. He looked
Cross-eyed going red.
I really love that fox just happens to be on the back.
Yeah. Well, at first I was like, oh, the guy is
It's
really
actually
cool.
a
And then I
wolf.
looked down. It's like,
It's part of the Caninus coloroctus. It's
that's not what the wolves are called.
Shut up.
jeopardy. I've seen dogs do it.
You can just train their dig response, I bet.
You can train them to speak using those little press pads. This is pretty cool. Like you have little press pads that have general responses like help or my, like little things like that. So they can be like my name is or like feed me. Like and you train them to do that, and they'll go through.
Steve talking now.
You have one of those Iraqi talking dogs?
No, Stephen Hawking.
No, Iraqi.
Ricky talking dogs. Yeah, it's fun having these animal characters too, because then you guys are low enough level that nobody has to speak with animals.
Yeah.
So,
No, I was gonna attempt my. You remember like when we saw the Trent and like I was like Trebor, I was like, "Wah, wah." And it worked. And I almost thought about trying to do that with the snakes. And I was like, nah, I'm not gonna waste that time. Let's just kill these things.
yeah. Snakes were hungry.
Yeah. I was like, I don't think they're gonna want to talk.
They might have talked, but it would have been more like, yeah, I'm hungry. Don't talk to me while I'm at work.
Not now. I'm busy. Dude, I love that. Like when you're like when you go to like a group dinner with people and it's like talk, and all of a sudden everybody's food comes and it's just dead silent. Everybody's just like, oh god, it's finally here. Like nobody wants to talk. Everybody's shoving food in their mouth. It's just such a cool picture.
It is.
The sword's badass. A little skull at the bottom.
Right. Yep. All right. So, last we left off, you guys had just been murked by a few skeletons.
It was close.
Luckily,
It was close.
you managed to free what appeared to be a powerful mage who returned you to life, and then burst into crows before flying off into the distance. So, what do you do from here?
Well, we kind of rested up a little bit, healed our wounds, poked my head out the door, kind of looked left and right, was like, streets are clear. And then I shot that back to him, no sign of the dude. Do we see any more wildlife around us that seems to be watching us or anything like that?
No,
Like,
you
is
don't
that for me?
see any wildlife.
Gotcha. Then I think proceed out to the streets again. You said there's 2 other main structures out here.
Yeah, so as you look across the ruins, you see this Franciscan church that has been largely reduced to rubble, but is nonetheless more or less intact enough for you to tell what it is, as well as a crumbling watchtower at the far end of town.
Go to that first structure then. Let's do it.
All right.
Do it.
So you slog through the mud and make your way over to the church. So you see, as you approach the church, half-sunken tombstones poke out, protrude from the water, and you advance towards the threshold of the church. The church is mostly rubble, overgrown, and there's a little white rabbit in the threshold, just kind of looking up at you, wiggling its nose.
I'm tired of this goddamn wildlife. Won't let me hug it.
Do you try and pick this one up too?
Kind of wanna.
This one doesn't resist and lets you pick it right up and nuzzles into your arms.
So, again, I hold it like this, and I mean, there's a little constriction there. I don't know how this
Its
thing's
eyes
feeling.
bug out just a little bit.
But it's still sitting there smiling.
Yeah.
Bunny.
Bunny.
Pull it close. And it doesn't seem to be resisting or doing
It's
anything.
not resisting. It squeaks a little bit when you squeeze it. It's gonna kill you.
I put this thing on my shoulder.
You put it on its shoulder and it nuzzles up underneath your chin and kind of seems to go to sleep right up there.
I giggle, and then I start walking, and I walk very...
So you walk into the church, the sound of whispers hangs in the air as brilliant colors friscolate in through the broken stained glass windows. A beautiful gem encrusted idol of some forgotten god sits atop an altar. It's larger than your head, and even through the thick layer of grime upon it, you can see how brilliant and golden it is.
Watch this. How far away are we from this?
Yeah, so
You're a terrible person. You're about to flip.
That's only if I hit it.
You're flipping. Even if you don't hit it.
I'm just saying.
All right.
I'm just saying, you're evil.
I'll ask the rabbit. See what he thinks.
So you enter in through the church. The ceiling has caved in, so there's sky above you. There's about an inch of water all across the ground. There's pews lined at regular intervals that have rotted away into clumps of moss. And before you, at this far end, is the idol.
That's a long throw. Alright. So, I look over at the bunny here, and I go, and I like move forward, trying to do a quick perception check. So you said there's some water here. Does it look like this? You said there's water space between these pews on the outside. Does it look like how some normal churches have like other rooms to the side of the...
No, this is a single room church. There's a little stairway that leads down to the base on either side.
Can I smell? I want to see if I can detect anything different from what we've already encountered here today. 19 plus 5,
There's
so
a
24.
fragrance of there's a fragrance of myrrh emanating from the idol. You got your divine senses back too because you took a short rest.
It's for long rest.
For long rest,
Yeah,
got it.
yeah. So I still have one use right now.
I start making my way with the little bunny. I'm gonna hop over here.
Yeah.
Now, this object, does it seem to be like on like a little pedestal or like lightly on there, or is it like held in place by something?
It's a little pedestal. It's not held in place by anything. Just resting there.
Can I grab this bunny here and like look at it and can I like just talk with it a little bit here? Just be like, you like this place, and like see what it does.
It perks up its ears and looks at you as though it's listening. And he goes, "Do you like this place?" And it puts its ears down as though it's afraid.
Like, that's what I thought. I'm gonna attempt to throw this bunny at this idol here.
You definitely. What's your alignment?
Yeah.
It's lawfully evil.
You're
so-
chaotic now. You're at least chaotic. There's nothing lawful about this at all.
So let's see if you go for chaos.
I have to kid with it.
No, you're gonna throw a bunny. I don't care if you hit it or not. There's no reason.
Tails, I keep it. I don't keep it.
Yeah,
To be
Or
fair,
you're
though,
neutral evil.
this
You're
thing
true
just
evil.
told
Yeah.
me that it might be, it doesn't like the place. So I'm like, I got it. Got to look out for my own, So I'm
What
gonna
are you
attempt
looking out
to,
for?
attempt to hit the idol with this bunny.
Alright, so we'll give this an AC of 12.
Gotcha. Hopefully that plus 4. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Wait, what did you add to this?
It's either dex or strength. Both of them is still plus 4 because of proficiency.
I feel like it's a ranged attack.
So yeah,
It is a ranged attack.
with dexterity,
you
it's still a plus 2 to
Oh,
my
yep.
modifier.
Oh, yep. Oh, yeah. Plus 2 to your modifier.
But you're not proficient at throwing a bunny.
Yeah.
Well, I have
You have to have proficiency in improvised weapons to be able to chuck a rabbit.
Because I have simple martial.
It's not a simple weapon.
Oh,
living
yes, yeah. Well, then I don't hit it.
But what you do is you splatter the rabbit on the wall behind you, and it slumps down.
Why are you dating this guy?
You from behind you, you actually hear the fox cackle and howl sadly, and then run away.
I'm a terrible
The fox would
person.
have had that bunny anyway. Let's be honest here. Well, I move up to the pedestal. I feel like it's the right thing to do. And I do the old Indiana Jones thing with this rabbit here.
with the rabbit corpse.
And I kind of like judge it because I accidentally
bite off one of its ears.
You're like, that's about right.
I do the stroking of the beard, but I forget which hand it's in for a second, so I accidentally whack it against my face. I'm like, oh, yeah. Do the other one, and then I'm like, all right, and I do a quick shuffle here.
All right. As you take the idol in hand, the smell of myrrh leaves the air, and a deep stench fills the air. You hear a blood-curdling wail emanating from the water, and you see the shadows start to morph and move. There's light emanating in from the stained glass windows. And in the darkness, shadows emerge from the four corners. All right, roll for initiative.
Getting on this light.
You don't want to get out. 10.
Oof. Got a 2. Got no gas.
So would it be an improvised weapon if I sharpened the bunny first, like as like a javelin?
Yes.
Why don't pull up the simple weapon list and tell me where bunny is?
I'll tell you what a javelin is. All you gotta do is make a javelin. So you're saying if I
You're gonna get a -1 to this javelin.
So the way that it works is you can make an improvised weapon that resembles a simple weapon. If you have an improvised weapon proficiency,
You
you
just
can
have
give
to
it the
do it,
same
yeah.
damage as that regular weapon.
Now we know.
So throwing rocks that are the same size as bunnies.
Okay.
If I consider that a hand grenade. It's splattered
Shadows are
everywhere.
gonna get +2 to this, so this one will go 10, 8, 6, 19. Okay, so I think this is the only one that beat you guys, right?
I think so. I have to re-roll with this one.
Okay.
Wait,
Because we
what,
both.
what did we just roll for?
We did initiative.
Oh yeah, I got 2.
You got 2? Oh wow, okay.
I gotta re-roll with this one to see where it's at right here. Cool.
So you'll beat that one. So
I think I go second.
you go second.
This guy goes
This
first.
guy goes first. So he's gonna go 5, 10, and as he enters the light, it screeches loudly.
That's why I'm getting in the light.
15, 20, 25. While it's in the light, it's going to have disadvantage on its attack rolls. So it's not going to be able to let's see if it, yeah. So there's a disadvantage. So it's going to miss. All right. So next up, we have, you go third, right?
I go second.
You go second, so it's you now.
Because I think this guy still rolled lower than
He did, yeah.
than it can. So I'm gonna book it over here. Let's see. Standing leaps. What is? It's like 10 feet
It's-
typically, or is it? It's
Plus your strength modifier.
Yeah, it's plus your strength modifier.
I think
so
yeah.
my strength modifier is 2.
So you get to do a 12-foot leap.
It should. I'd have to look. But I'm gonna do 10-foot leap. So just 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
There you go. You're
I'm
in
gonna
line.
ready action maul out of whatever comes.
Ready
in
action
first.
attack for the first one that comes in range.
Yes.
Okay. That's going to be the shadows. This one's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Put him into range to attack you.
Yeah. You cover a number of
He's
feet
going
up
to be able
your
to
strength.
hit you.
If you run, though, you get more. If you move at least 10 feet. Yeah.
He's going to do 4 damage to
You're
you.
so lucky.
4 damage to you. And also, your strength is reduced by 4. If it hits 0, you die outright.
Oh my god, you're. Holy pickles, dude. Paladins don't run off strength that much, though, right?
Oh, what was the strength build? Because I'm using strength weapons.
Yeah,
Oh,
so he
yeah.
just dropped from a +3 modifier to a +1 modifier with that hit. Next up, we have this guy. He goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's within range.
I'm gonna swap that guy too.
So yeah, get your attack. Good enough to hit.
Plus 18. 4 plus 4, 8 damage.
8 damage to him. Cool. Next up, this guy goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. Back to you.
Alright, I'm going to disengage and then
Spread
go
out.
5,
Out.
10. I'm trying not to get opportunity attacks.
But you're disengaging.
So you won't get any.
Oh, from
So
the
you-
other guy? I thought it was just from the one person.
Disengage,
Okay.
no
Oh,
opportunity
nobody.
attacks.
Okay.
Which is like-
I'm gonna go
So you're rushing out into the sunlight outside.
25,
Yeah, that's what he's
30,
trying to do.
So I'm right at the door.
Yeah. So light emanates in
Opportunity-
from there. Light emanates in from the doorway.
As it would. As it would.
There you go. Next up, we have
This
back to
guy.
them, yeah. He's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20. Attack with disadvantage. Not going to be able to hit. Next up, we have you.
60. I'm going to dash and take the opportunity attack here.
Okay.
No opportunity attack. Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
He's in the light, so he's going to take disadvantage on it, and he won't be able to hit.
I did it. I was like,
Sounds good. Now these 3 will go. 5, 10, 15, 20 attack. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He'll sprint. 45, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 60.
Forgot to rage.
All right. Next up, these 2 each attack you at disadvantage. Or rather, this one will attack at disadvantage. Not going to be able to hit. Okay. Then we're back up to
I think it should be
top.
mine.
So this shadow is going to attack you at disadvantage. 16 is not good enough to hit, right?
No.
Okay. All right. So he misses. What do you guys do?
Do we want to try to do anything with these guys?
I'd rather try to fight them outside.
Yeah. Well, we have this bottleneck here is all. If we move to out here and start fighting him, only 2 can attack us at a time. So, can I rage?
You rage.
And I'm going to attack and then take an opportunity attack to go back here, I believe.
Alright,
And
go ahead and attack.
Attack this boy, which I've already done once. So,
That's good enough to hit.
again, 10 damage.
That's good enough to destroy it. Would you like to describe it, or should I?
How, like, what do these things look like again? Just shadowy.
Here's what they look like.
Oh, it looks like a wraith from Harry Potter. Yeah, I meant Dementor. I hit this wisp of a human thing and just cleave through. Somehow, like, even though it looks like smoke, just there's a lot of resistance as it goes through it.
Right.
Just when I feel this thing dissipate, and I move back to here.
There's a burst of energy, and you hear a loud popping sound.
That's what I
All
said.
right. Next up, we have these 2. So they're gonna go 5 attack, 5, 10 attack. Both you, nat 20, disadvantage, nat 20. So do double damage to you. So, and then the second one will not be able to hit. Wait, 15 is good enough to hit you, right?
15 is. This one can still attack me?
Oh, you're right. He can't.
Oh, okay, cool. I was
Well,
like, that
no,
was
he
the
can.
only-
He at an angle. He can't.
Oh, that
attack.
was the only reason why I stood at the doorway there instead of moving back.
I thought you were gonna go there. I was
Well, I
wondering why you
thought
stood there.
I thought that like this door here was like only one person get in. I didn't really attack around it. But all right, all good.
And then is it my turn? Or
We still have to calculate
Oh.
the damage on this poor fellow here, because he's gonna get 7, 9, 18 damage to you.
And it's half for.
oh yeah, you're
resistance.
raging. Nice.
So 9.
damage. Still down.
You're still down.
Yeah,
At least you're not killed outright.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my freaking hit die was horrible. I got 1 HP back. Dang, dude, I thought I was outside. That's the reason why I
That was
did
only the nat 21 that hit you anyway,
Yeah.
so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that you would have been down with just him. So, but the second one didn't get an attack in.
Now you got
so.
lay on hands, I guess, and you can run.
Alright.
I'm just kidding.
No, I
guess
don't have. Oh wait, no, I still have. I didn't use it last time. I forgot.
But I don't know if that would even be good because I'm attack.
I'm gonna disengage and 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
As they find that they can't quite leave, they reach through.
I was that close.
Yeah, they reach through and they
Why you
can't
just
quite.
sit right at the door?
I was right outside. I thought we were gonna
Shut up.
bottleneck these
Move.
guys.
Yeah, but like if you were here and I was here, then each time they come out, all we have to do is smack them.
Yeah, but then they can have their guys walk like behind. That was the
They
whole
couldn't.
reason.
That was the thing. They would have been stuck here fighting us, and no one could have got past them.
But that's why I was here because this was technically a
Should have
door.
been here.
Then it would have created a bottleneck like this,
Yeah.
is what he's
Yeah,
saying.
If we
but
were
he
like
just
this-
moves forward right there, and now I'm screwed.
No, that's what we're telling you is that wouldn't have happened. He'd have been staying here fighting you
Fighting.
right there, and
We
that guy would have
didn't.
been.
We
past
didn't know they couldn't leave this door.
I thought that's what you were doing. That was my plan. That was my
Anyway,
plan.
you retreat and they cannot leave the confines of the church. All right, you have to make a death save.
Yeah. Good.
Pass. What do you do?
All right. So they can't come out here. I'm assuming the map will extend out and I can walk
the
around.
map
right?
extends out.
Right, and then I will come over here and lay on hands, so you get 5 HP back.
I'm at 4.
All right. You now have an ancient item in your treasure. You're gonna have to get it appraised by somebody, but you can see that it's golden and it's encrusted with rubies.
Can I lick it?
You may lick it.
Always wants to lick
It has a grime on it. Tastes kind of salty and mossy.
It's real. It tastes kind of salty, little
Yeah,
mossy.
that's because when you threw that rabbit, it's
Why I switched out.
its bladder exploded and that was pee on there. That's what the saltiness
Dude, there could have
is.
been like 3 times as many of those, but because of that weight distribution,
Yeah,
that's all. That's the only reason why.
Whatever
there's
helps you
4.
sleep at night.
It does. It does.
Do we want to try to set up a camp and do a long rest?
Do we want to go? Where do we want to try to set it up? Do we want to go to the barracks again and like board it up real quick, or?
And also, I mean, when is Dad gonna find out about?
Yeah. Fuck, I forgot about Dad. Shit!
Dad can suck it. I almost died.
I mean, you guys just
He's
started-
gonna kill us if we don't get this shit back either way.
You started this in the morning, and you've been going through the swamp. You're probably about midday now, so it'll take you into evening time.
We're saying I have one more use of my divine sense and no lay on hands.
I don't have a way of healing. Is the thing. So we gotta be smart because there's still this.
You don't want to go back to Dad just to get your head taken or to get flopped in public.
Yeah. And so I feel like our one way of ensuring that we don't have any hiccups and being able to actually bring the device back is if we do get health and regen up real quick. Because if we don't and we mess up, then we're screwed.
Yeah, because I have no hit dice. Like I said,
It'd be better to be
one.
late with the device, you know,
Yeah.
than not. So
You can lie to him and tell him it got stolen and we retrieved it.
Let's just say you dropped it.
Me!
Yeah. Miss,
Alright.
you were trying to sniff it with your keen sense and it dropped.
So
Probably
he's
licked it and
half
crashed.
dead.
Yeah.
So you pull him off underneath the tree. You guys set up a camp for the night,
Yeah.
or rather for the day. And you rest throughout the day. You tend to his wounds, inject him with some medicine. They heal up. You're now at full health, long rest. You got your hit dice back and all that good stuff. And it's now 8 o'clock in the evening. The sun is starting to set, and the last few rays of golden light are setting over the western horizon.
That's not good actually, because
The shadows.
these things- Yeah. So, yeah. Can I light a torch and carry it around with me, please?
You certainly can.
Actually, yeah. Can I? I'm trying to find a way. Can I tie it to my maul?
You
Because
want-
I have
you
a two-handed
rope?
weapon, so I can't carry a torch and swing with this thing. So
You have a rope?
I do. Yes. I have some hempen rope. So yeah, maybe like 2 torches to this thing. Just
Yeah.
over
yeah.
my shoulder, kind of walk around.
Sure, I'll allow it. Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah.
Just like God, the rope just won't let me tie it. Okay, sweet. They call
And if
it-
you use it as a weapon, it's probably going to break those torches.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's better than not having to torches.
Sure.
All right. So what do you do as light starts to fade?
You want to stand by these doors and try to smack these things down, or you just want to get the hell away from here?
I have
and
a
hope
feeling
don't
that they
chase us?
probably will try to come out at some point. Let me get that. I have a feeling they will. Does it look like if we walk past this place, are they still like gnawing at this door here? Does it look like they retreated?
Yeah.
So
are you
you-
still hanging out at the entryway?
As you approach,
Mm-hmm.
so you approach the entryway, and
I'm
you
going
can
to,
see
I'm going
them.
to say 10 feet away.
Yeah, and it's starting to get nighttime. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you approach the doorway, and you can see them morphing, and they are able to come out.
Holy pickles, Batman! All right.
So had you not approached the church, maybe not. But
Well, I was saying if we approached it. it was a hypothetical.
I was gonna
if
say,
we approach it, will we see him? I was like, well, you have to approach it to see it. So you guys decide to approach the church to see if they're still there, and in the flickering light as you approach, you see them start to come out. Go ahead and roll for initiative.
and this how it be.
This dice
Oh,
was
thank
so
God.
good earlier.
Roll off
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah, I beat you.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Just barely.
So it's going to be you
Yeah.
first.
All right. So what I'm going to do is
Die slowly.
try to slide which one my attack first.
Your strength is back too because you took
Okay,
a long
cool.
rest.
I am going to.
It takes a short or a long rest to recover from that effect.
Okay, I am going to attack this guy here. Again, I'm 10 feet out because I have that reach, and I'm going to attack with my flail. 13 plus.
Good enough to hit.
3, yeah. 2 plus 3, 5 damage.
Cool. You whack into it. Next up, we have the shadows. So this one will attack you, this one will attack you, and this one will attack you. So 9 plus 4, 13 doesn't
That's
hit
why I
you.
go after
Then it's
you.
you. Doesn't hit.
Armor.
Next
I'm
one.
going to go after you. You're an easy target.
4, 16 doesn't hit.
Nope.
None of them hit. All right.
See?
Next is you.
Higher chances. You have a lot of armor actually. Isn't fair. Just gonna be swapping this with my maul right here. So over the head. 6 plus 4, 10 damage to this thing.
10 damage to this thing. All right.
I know one of these things is hurting still. So
You took a long rest. They recovered.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
I would do that. Crap. I should have raged there. Bonus action rage.
Bonus action rage. You are angry. All right. Next up, it's you.
Like,
Alright. I am going to attack the same one as before. With my flail.
Nat 20.
Fuck yeah.
you need to put that die away. Man.
And I maxed that damage, so 8 plus 3 is 11 times 2, 22 damage.
22 damage to him.
Better be dead.
Yeah. Do you want to describe it or should I?
You describe it.
All right. You wind up your flails and slam down. It dissipates into a puff of smoke and a loud popping sound. Gah!
I minded that too. Welcome to the pop club.
All right. Next up, we have the two shadows. Each of them are going to attack you. First one will hit you, Alex. Another leak. The next one will not hit you, Zarg. All right. And it's going to hit you for 10, 12 damage.
I'm down now. Sweet.
Really? What, you only have 12 left?
I was
Level one
surprised when you
character.
guys went back to the
Well, I mean,
when you guys went back to
you
the
have-
church.
You've got plus.
You know how? Yeah.
You have a D10 as your hit die.
Yeah.
Well, still, nice.
Well, still, what do you mean? Well, still, 12 damage. 10 plus 2 is 12.
All
I
right.
know that.
It's your turn.
I'm gonna swap this bad boy right in front of me here.
Yep.
Oh my
No, you're
And
not.
I'm not gonna hit him.
No, you're not. Let's
Alright.
find out how much strength damage you took there, okay? So if your strength is down by 3.
Cool.
Alright. These two will attack you.
Oh my god.
First one doesn't hit. Second one, 13, doesn't hit.
I'm gonna swap that one again like I did before. There we go. And 11 damage.
That's good enough to
Thing.
kill it. Would you like to describe it?
At this point, it's like again, it's not a solid object. I feel like I'm hitting. It's like this, almost like really tough jello, and then it just kind of
Dissipates and
out.
pops.
Smack it out there with this heavy ass object.
All right. He'll have to make a death save.
Oh my god.
In the meantime, the shadow is going to attack you. It's not going to hit. And it's
Awesome.
your turn.
Flip it around. I try to do a cool thing here because like I'm kind of not facing to the side. I kind of try to just hit it on the backswing, but it's in this awkward pose for me. Because of that awkwardness, does 12 hit?
12 hits.
God. 6 plus 4, 10, 12 damage.
Describe how it dies.
It was an awkward hit. I actually let go of my maul a little bit,
Uh-huh.
like because my fingers slip up, and the maul just kind of hits into it, and like hits into like almost like feels like Jello again, and kind of starts sliding down, and just pops out.
All right.
Then I run over there and help him with
He'll
his
have to make
next
a
attack.
second
Yeah.
death save on his own, and then you can help him with his third. Okay.
Gotcha. We shall hope.
Zard was able to survive. You have to make 2 death saves on your own, and then on the third one, he'll help you.
Alright. Not very good. Let's try this one.
There you go.
Made that one.
And now these ones I'm helping you with.
Hey, Julie, you want this?
Thank God you're helping. That one
Okay.
good. Got it.
Okay.
He's back up. I'm just like, dude. Not even saying anything else, just grabbing his shoulders and just saying,
Oh.
dude.
All right. So you have 1 HP.
1 HP in a dream, man. You might wanna use-
Yeah. I'm gonna lay on hands. So that will put me at 6.
All right. How do you guys proceed?
Torch up my mulligan and head forward to that last structure.
All right.
Does it look like, can we do a quick perception check as we're walking there for any more shadowy figurines?
Any shadowy figures?
Similar to these things.
Yeah, so you're looking for shadows.
Yeah.
As you're kind of going along, yeah, you don't see any more shadows. But then again, you wouldn't see the shadows.
Well, that's not a good sign. I'm like looking for dark objects here in the night. Alright. You're so good at cleaning lines.
All right. As you advance towards the watchtower, you get close enough that you see the fox seated in front of it. It flicks its tail and barks twice and then disappears into the watchtower. The tower is half ruined and its roof has long since collapsed. The overgrown spire is still nonetheless impressive. The door has rotted off its hinges and a buckskin tarp has been hung in its place. A faint glow of firelight emanates from within. As you approach, you notice a giant owl perched atop one of the parapets. The winged beast realizes it's been seen and takes flight. It swoops down low. Roll for initiative.
14. Give me dex.
No.
Alright. The owl swoops down low. Go ahead. Alex, you'll be heads. Joel, you'll be tails. He attacks Alex. He's going to attack. It's going to be good enough to hit.
Probably gonna die again.
I'm just be swinging at this owl with a maul.
No, where's my phone? There it is. All right. 2d6. 2d6 plus 1. So you're going to take 8 damage.
I'm gonna die.
So you're down again?
Yep.
Alright. So it swoops down, takes out your jugular, and then flaps off.
I'm just
into
like,
the night.
hey.
Sick.
Alright.
Does it look like it's just making a wide pass and coming back?
It's flying off into a far direction. It's not within range to make another pass at you.
I attempt to run over here and help him with the death save. Right here.
Alright, make your death saves. You'll take 1 level of exhaustion. Actually, this will be your 2nd level of exhaustion, so your movement speed is cut in half.
Cool. Nope. Oh wait, it's with help though. Nat 20, so that's 2, right?
It's 2, yeah.
Shit, yes. And I got it.
You're back
to
up.
1.
You have your 2nd level of exhaustion.
My way of helping is just grabbing him and shaking him like a baby. Not that you would shake babies, but
You would.
if one had a very cute baby and was just hanging out there. But yeah, we get him out.
Alright.
And can I do a perception check with the skies and see if I can notice this thing?
Sure, you can.
God. 6.
6.
Although my passive perception is 12. Yeah, 6 for my perception check.
Swoops in from the night. Heads will be Gleek, tails will be Zarb. It'll be you this time that gets swooped down and attack. 9 plus, I think it's only plus 4, so I don't think it's going to hit you. Only plus 3, so.
And it says, and we're not able to do these opportunity attacks because it's doing flyby.
Because it gets flyby,
Yeah.
correct.
Damn owls.
Yep.
Should we try to move into the church or ready in action?
This is the watchtower in front of you, so you're going to try and move into the watchtower.
That's what I'm wondering. Should we move into there or ready action to hit this out?
I mean, we can also move and ready action.
Yeah. Can we move our max distance to this watchtower and ready action
Alright.
to be able to swap this thing?
So it's roughly
15.
15, that's right, yeah.
I'm staying next to him.
Okay, so it's 60 feet away, so it's going to take you 4 actions to be able to get inside there, okay?
Right.
So you guys ready action attack?
Yeah.
Or you can dash, which is my movement, and then I ready in action.
I'd rather ready in action.
Alright, so you both have
Because
ready
otherwise, if he
action.
attacks me, I'm just standing there defenseless.
I'd be right next to you. And so
If
he's
he
within
comes
his...
by and attacks me, I get attacked. You don't get an opportunity.
He's going to attack Gleek. He swoops in, you both get your attack, your ready action attack.
That's 6 plus
9?
3. Or no, that's plus 5. 6 plus 5, 11.
Neither of those hit.
Of course not. Sick.
Like,
Alright. It's going
you
to
have a
attack
19.
you.
You're fine. Yeah.
It's not able to hit. Alright.
You say that, but you're like, I died on the very first one.
Next up,
Like,
back to you guys. What do you do?
I think we're doing the
Just
same
keep moves,
strat.
yeah, same thing.
So-
15 and ready action.
15. Alright, cool. It swoops down low, and this time it's going to attack
I think it's me.
Gleek, or rather,
I think it's
Zar.
me. Yeah.
Alright, let's see if you guys manage to knock it out of the air before it does double damage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I should
You
have.
guys both hit?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll for damage.
You better die.
I think that was
9 damage for me.
8 damage for me.
17.
Alright, you crack into it with the flail, busting one of its wings. You reach up with your maul and smack it square in the chest. You can actually feel the snap of its ribs reverberate down the shaft of your maul. However, it's able to flutter off, and it's going to do and take your jugular, so its talons sink deep into your throat and rip it out as it pulls away. And it's going to do 6 plus 1, 7, 14 damage to you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because it's double. Were you raging?
No, because we haven't been able to hit this thing and I only have 1 more rage. So I thought we were trying to make
Well, I thought you just have to attack. You don't have to hit, I thought. You just have to make an attack.
No, yeah, but I would have to keep doing it, and since it's my last rage, if we go into somewhere and there's more of an opportunity and more enemies to use it.
I get you.
Yeah. I'm still up, but I have 1 HP.
Oh, really? Aha!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, same strat, I guess. Let's go. So,
All right, so that's
unless
3.
we would make it into here if you dashed and I ran normal. We'd make it right at the doors, I think.
Do you want to do it that way?
If we're gonna
Would
get,
we be
we'd make
in
it
the church, or is it be like
The watchtower.
Or
Watchtower.
Watchtower, sorry.
Yes, you'll make it within the watchtower if he dashes.
Okay, then let's
do it.
dash.
Dash and then normal speed for me. We'd get right in.
You can hear the owl screech and hoot and swoop by just outside the buckskin.
This is not a good spot for me.
All right.
Where's my other? He stole my D6.
Within the watchtower, a stairwell spirals around the exterior and up to the roofless reaches. A light mist fills the room.
Oh, scared the shit. I was like, who the fuck just walked in? Like, Emily's in the room.
Figured we'd be leaving soon, so I just parked right there in front.
A light mist fills the
You guys are
room,
hanging out?
emanating from a cauldron of bubbling goo in the center.
Figured we'd leave soon, so I just parked right here.
I don't know if I want to sit at this. I do want to kind of
I'm good describing smart, you just got distracted.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
A high tent is set up beneath a section of the stairs, and the accoutrement of a meager existence abounds throughout. At the far end of the room, a primitive altar of skulls and stone flickers with dozens of candles, their wax trickling down the altar in molten little rivulets. Atop the altar, you see the arcane device, a bit battered, but looking no worse for wear, as well as 2 little humanoid wooden Ouija's, little figurines.
Oh god.
So what do you do?
I can't short rest really, so could we do a investigation for traps or go up to here?
You'd have to
Along
tell me
the floor.
specifically what you're investigating if you want to investigate.
I would be investigating the floor if you want to investigate something on these walls here.
Yeah, I'll investigate the walls to see if there's any like holes or anything like darts that might shoot out or
I'm
something.
gonna be investigating for tripwire pressure plates.
You don't see anything.
No.
Cool.
Hey, when I just
Can I
said,
take a perception check? Try to smell.
Yeah.
sit
See
down.
if I can smell anything.
No.
Can I investigate the ceiling?
That's a 19.
Sit.
19. You can smell something curious in here. You can't tell if it's the bubbling goo or something else, but it's definitely something is
Can
here.
I use my divine sense and see if I know if it's celestial, fiend, or undead?
Yeah, you certainly can. See if you actually see something. I don't actually know what it's.
No.
What it is.
No.
Yes, you sense a fey presence throughout the room.
Does can I look up at the ceiling and do an investigation or I guess a perception of the ceiling?
There's no roof anymore. It's long since collapsed.
Gotcha. Okay. It's not too bad. Well, crap. Let me see. How do we want to do this? I
don't know.
can like move up here and just assume something's hostile and start raging and try to just do it that way. That way we don't get caught off guard or get like a sneak attack on us. These wooden constructs here, dolls. Are they armed? Like, does it look like they're armed with anything?
These, like they're minis, kind of like your D&D minis, just little wooden carvings of 2 personages set up on top of the altar.
Do they look recognizable at all? Do we know if it's...
They're pretty rough, you know. They're recognizable enough for you to know that they look humanoid.
I
Gotcha. And then can you pull them away?
You as I'm out the door.
Yeah. Let me see.
Come on, mine.
nope.
Mine.
I'm going to walk the side of the building over to this altar here. If you want to walk like either the other side or with me.
Okay. I can...
As you approach the altar, a wicked voice echoes through the chamber. Who has entered my domain?
Say Zarks. Just yell that out.
Well, wait, what was our dad's name again?
King Trian.
I am Gleek, son of King Treant.
You hear a cackle. Go ahead and make a charisma check.
Oof for you.
Is it for both of us?
Both of you. That determines how she receives your response.
God.
Man, I got an 8.
I got a 3. I just yelled Zarks.
Zarks! Gleek, son of King Trian. She cackles, and she appears before the mist congeals. It's the most beautiful woman you have ever seen in your entire life. Roll for initiative.
I swear to God. Can you paint the picture for us of this scene here? Because I'm going to need
I got a 19.
terrain.
She appears directly in front of you. She takes form. The mist spirals around in a great whirlwind and bursts into green flame before the beautiful woman, totally naked, appears before you. Her fingers elongate into tremendous talons, and she slashes at, let's see who? You.
Give the whole armor class. It's always better.
saying the arm class. I have 1 HP.
So do I. So it's easier for me to go down off the bat, but it's a higher chance that you might survive, like the attack or not get hit.
So
See my d20?
You can use this one if you
I
like.
found mine.
It's always better for
Critical fail, so she misses.
because I was like,
Alright. So, now you guys can go.
Okay, I'm going to rage here. And
rage.
I'm going to attempt.
wait, what'd you get on your initiative?
Well, I guess
I got
you
19.
Yeah.
I'm going to attack with my flail. 14 plus 5, 19.
19's good enough to hit.
Sweet.
What's her armor class?
Her armor class is 17.
I got an 11.
Wow.
You got an 11.
Yeah.
Alright.
Then I'm gonna go. 5,
She's gonna get an opportunity attack.
She have a 10-foot reach.
She
Well,
was
she-
But I was
right
I was
in front of
here.
so then let me
Okay,
re-illustrate that.
alright.
She was
Then I'll
within,
stay there.
she appears directly in front of you. Yeah.
Hot. Well, I'm going to rage, and I'm gonna try to smack this thing. Hope to God I can hit this. I'm not gonna hit
Not
this.
gonna hit.
And I can't even use my saving face, dude. Oh my
How
God.
good are you?
Alright, she's gonna attack the last person that attacked her. She's gonna attack you.
Whew.
Critical fail.
Her claws just fall off.
Alright. Next up. Go ahead.
Jesus, dude.
Is it me again?
Yeah, it's you. Oh my God.
It doesn't hit.
Doesn't hit.
I attempt the same thing here. 18.
18
God.
hits.
I don't know where my other one went, but you stole it, Dylan. 9 damage.
9 damage. Right. You swing, she catches the flail, and you can hear the crack of her hands, but she spins it back. You slam into her knee with the maul, and she cringes a little bit, but seems otherwise unfazed.
That's not a good sign.
Alright.
Most people don't live without their kneecaps, so.
Stop with you. This one's going to be good enough to hit. And she's going to do, with her claws, 2d8 plus 4. Let's get another d8 out here. Where is it? 11, 15 damage to you.
I am dead outright.
You are dead outright. She slashes you,
Oh my God.
licks her fingers, and she smiles. The son of Trian, not even lying, huh? And she casts a spell of charm on you. Go ahead and see if you can pass the dice check of 17.
Oh my
You
God.
can't, so you're charmed. She's gonna walk over to you and revivify.
Stop it!
I've seen all that shit.
Twice now, you have seen the other side. Your soul has drifted further and further away from your body. You're feeling a little bit disassociated at this point. So
I'm just sitting there smiling. Just like, yeah, man. Yeah. It's great.
eventually your charm spell wears off, and she stands before you, and she says, "Ah, yes, the sons of royalty, you've come at last. I called for you. Are you prepared to do your duty?"
Yes.
She said duty.
You actually say that out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said duty. What the heck does that mean? What does that mean?
First we offer your blood to the old gods, then you offer your body to me, and in exchange you shall have the fate of a true hero.
Well, after being brought back to life, I'm extremely happy. So I will do what she asks.
This is the first time anyone's ever offered anything in exchange for my body. So I think Zargs is like confused too. He just like snapped out because he like watches one of his half brother or his brothers at least get knocked down, and then immediately like
Not just
nothing,
knocked down,
and then
killed outright.
killed outright,
Yeah.
and then immediately like just kind of black out and then black in, and he's up, and I'm like,
What she did is she actually took him by the tufts of his hair and decapitated him, licking some of the gore from the bottom of it. She realized that she was tasting royal blood. She walks over and seals his head back on and brings him back to life.
Well, I don't think I have much of a choice. I'm like battered up, pretty bruised. I'm not even like I'm still like finishing up my. Actually, I'm not even raging anymore. So yeah, I'm looking worse for wear. I don't have an option here.
Alright, so you're willing to do what the witch tells you?
Yes.
Very well. She cackles and brings you on over, slicing each of your hands with her claws and telling you to anoint the figurines with your blood. You do so?
Yes.
Yes.
But I have a maul, so I smash the tip of one of my fingers to get it
No,
to.
she does the ritual.
Oh, okay, cool.
She takes you by the
Could've been
hand and slices it with her kris. Does the same thing with you and instructs you to anoint the figurines. Then she lays out a bearskin rug before the altar and she says, "Lie with me."
Look at him, I'm like, don't touch me.
Like, look at me in the eyes.
Don't
dude.
look at me.
Don't look me in the eyes.
Do not cross streams.
And I'm like,
So, you guys do what needs to be done, and she takes your life force and then also anoints the figurines. From there, a wave of light emanates into your brain, and you can't quite remember what happens. With the ritual complete, an earthquake tremors through the earth and starts to bring down the watchtower. You take hold of the arcane device and run from the tower just as it crumbles in on itself. It all seemed like a dream as you wander through the bog. Your legs carry you almost without thinking down a small footpath that is largely overgrown with reeds but generally easily passable. Only after exiting the swamp do you fully realize that you have the drone in hand. As your senses return, you look back to notice the fox at the edge of the tree line. It nods at you before pouncing off into the undergrowth. As you look about further, you notice a mounted cadre of royal knights situated at the top of the bluffs. They begin to ride down to meet you when you notice your father at the head of the formation. Your father, king of the Goblin Lords, dismounts and approaches. He glowers down at you. He came to investigate the landslide, he said, and instead he finds his idiot sons. What do you say?
I like.
It was all his fault. He made me do it. I'm gonna do a persuasion check
We
on
were
that.
ambushed, and I just go like Zargs and like present the device to him. It's my new favorite saying now.
Picks it up and you kind of you say you just were ambushed out
Yeah.
there. And he asks, "Did you guys enter the swamp?"
Zargs. I'm too afraid to like say much, but like I kind of nod with it and explain like we were forced to go in there to retrieve it, and yeah.
You basically recant
Yeah.
what you said and tell them that you had to go in there. Do you tell them what happened in there?
I say that that there was like enemies of some types in there, like multiple types of baddies
He
in
looks
there.
in you to the
And
eyes
kind
and
of-
grabs you by the throat. He's like, "Did you see the witch?"
And I like put up the palm there that she kept me on, and be like,
Your King Trian holds up his palm, and you see a scar across his palm. He says, he instructs 2 of his knights to get off their horses and tells you 2 to mount up. He says, "We need to go visit the village wise woman and consult her immediately."
hell yeah.
You mount off and ride off with your father and his royal knights. You have now begun the first steps on your fate to becoming true heroes. You're now level 2, and I have been your guide and DM this evening.
Thank you.
Excelsior.
I like to imagine as we ride off, I see like, and this is just a thing I see every once in a while, like ghosts of people who have, it's not people, but animals that have been sent to farms. And this bunny is sitting there too now, and I just kind of like smile and wave at it, and it's just like sitting there, like just upset, just like most of these animals that have been lucky enough to spend time around me. We sit there riding away as this little dagger still presses up against me as we're riding bareback on here.
Now, before we close out, you guys make your way to the village wise woman, and you consult with her. It seems that the gods have called you to certain fates. Now, your 2 choices of your gods are Gaia and Venus. Gaia is the goddess of the earth, and she's the primordial titan of all things. Venus is the father titan, the father of the sky. So, would you be willing to be a zealot for one of these gods?
Oh yes.
Will it be Gaia or will it be Venus? We're gonna flip for that, shall we?
I like the idea of Gaia, but
Which one? Which one is which?
let's do Gaia Tails. That's dropped it. Didn't really get a flip. It was more of a drop. Let's see. Okay, well now it's
heads. It's heads. I told you.
We did it.
So what'd you get?
I am the god of the skies.
The zealots of Venus. Yeah. Now let's see what you are. Are you a
We'll do
paladin of Gaia or Venus?
Heads Gaia, tails Venus.
You've been called by Venus.
Wait, I said heads Gaia.
You said heads Gaia?
Yeah.
Sweet. Gaia, Venus. Sweet, yeah.
Earth, sky.
Because of that, I like from like moving forward from here, I have like this bad habit now of like climbing on top of things to get a little closer to my god. That includes climbing on his shoulders.
No, I will not let you
So-
stand on my shoulders.
Let is a strong
Nope.
word.
Every time you try that, I'm going to hit you with my
Right. So it seems that you've become chosen by Venus to be his champion here on Earth, as you have been chosen by Gaia to be her champion here on Earth. So, good luck, and I look forward to see what you guys will do with it.
Thank you.
The
That was us being bad for like a lot of rounds.